Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Becca, and on this channel I am reacting my way through eating disorder recovery alongside complex chronic illness, including Lyme disease, which is relevant to this video, one video at a time, in an effort to help one or more of you on the other side of the screen feel either less alone, feel more understood, or to give you something to learn or to laugh about. And if any of those things can be accomplished, that is just perfect in my book. Now, oh boy, I'm a little nervous for this today. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be reacting to the video Ren just dropped less than an hour ago. It took me forever to get my stuff set up. Kujo Beat Down. And if you're watching this reaction, you're probably aware of this situation that is going on with Ren in regards to the Sick Boy music video and the song itself and every single hurdle that has happened and this just horrible situation that he should not be in. I'm not going to try to recap the whole situation because if you're aware of it, I'm sure you already know the details. Ren did make like a 35-minute long video that explained, not only explained this whole situation, but showed all the receipts to prove that he was in the right on this. And I want to put this blanket out there, and I'll probably say this a few times throughout. Allegedly. Since this is all up in legal disputes right now, I'm not about to say anything that's going to get this taken down on my channel, so allegedly. Now, does Ren have all the receipts that prove all this? Yes, but does all this technically have to be said it's allegedly to avoid getting struck down and stuff? Yeah. So, I think y'all know whose team I'm on. That almost slid out. Whoops. So I do want to mention a few things though. One of the things that's significant about this is that, you know, Sick Boy, it's kind of Ren's whole, like, the whole movement, I guess, for the chapter of his life, more than a chapter, but like for the part of his life that is dealing with all this chronic illness, coming out of it, reclaiming his power, trying to find a diagnosis, going through treatment, going through healing, all the, it's what he goes to a lot. It's his freaking merch line. It's the name of his album. He took that video down himself as a result of the back and forth and it being used for leverage against him because Kujo is allegedly, I really don't want to say allegedly, but I am for legal. Anyway, this album, the Sick Boy album, was #1 in the UK. This is the title track from a #1 album that is no longer on the album that Ren did say is going to be coming. He's going to be making a new version of it with his own production, taking Kujo out of there. But Kujo and BeatStars and all that, allegedly, things did not go down the way they needed to. If only somebody like Ren had receipts. Oh, wait! Anyway, Ren is going to be remaking Sick Boy, but this is a song and a music video that resonated with millions of people. Millions of people! It is the third most viewed reaction of mine, my reaction to Sick Boy, the original video, and I'm pretty sure Sick Boy was like in the top 5 or 6 viewed videos on his channel. I don't know if my math is 100% correct on that, but I know it was up there. It's one of those that like shot him up there into the stratosphere after Ren sort of took off and then these others came out. It's one of the ones that you all told me to react to the most after I did Ren. It came up the most in comments. So it's an important message. And it's, oh goodness gracious. Okay, I don't want to get into this right now. But the fact that Sick Boy itself also has at least part of like the industry and money and trying to be money hungry and him wanting to do his own thing is something chef's kiss about that, and that being the situation that we're in right now, that he's in right now. And renegades and reactors and anyone who is even peripherally related to all this is coming to arms, and I love it. So we are here to fight. We are here to watch him beat down Kujo. Allegedly. I guess that's not alleged. That is the title of this. Kujo Beat Down. So before I get started, make sure you go watch the original video, which you probably already have, but go ahead and do it again to run that count up because I want this thing to explode even more than it already is inevitably going to. Comment on it, like, subscribe to Ren if you're not already. If you're watching this, I can pretty much guarantee you subscribe to Ren. But if you're not, go fix that. And I wanted to read really quickly what he just posted on Instagram today as this video released. So in the caption of a short little preview clip that he shared of this video, Ren says, "As many of you are aware, the track Sick Boy has been removed off many streaming platforms due to an ongoing legal dispute over money. Due to my principles, I could no longer face more weeks of painful back and forth, so I made the incredibly difficult decision to pull the track myself so it could stop being used as leverage. I wanted to turn this whole situation into a positive, and so decided to make a track venting the anger and frustration I felt," which is what we're getting ready to watch. To get more context, there's a video on my YouTube channel I put up last week talking about it. I will also link that video down below. It's the one I mentioned a minute ago. Pre-warning, he says though, and this is what I wanted to make sure I kind of like preface this with, and then just before we take our breath and get centered, I wanted to give myself a moment because he says, pre-warning, this one is on the darker side of my creativity, but I needed an outlet. You can now watch the video on my YouTube channel, and then he ends it with love with an exclamation point, which is such a Ren thing to do. Now, is the end of this Kujo Beatdown going to go the route of Dumpkin Cum, the Dada diss, which ended up being like an olive branch and giving Dada his flowers at the end of it? By the way, Dada was in the chat before this live stream started, so shout out to Dada. Good on you, bro. Glad you're out there still doing your thing. Props to you. As much as I want Ren to stick to who Ren is, I also want him to be able to get this off his chest like he said. And if it's darker creatively, you know what? That's darker creatively. It's not like he's actually going to physically do this. Part of me, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if he adds anything in there at the end. I don't know that he's going to because he has every right to be absolutely ticked off about this. And I did not mean that in any punny way, not a tick's Lyme disease joke, no. But it's the mildest word I could use to describe every ounce of anger and ire he has the right to be feeling right now, and I'm glad he's expressed it. And now I've talked way too much, so let's get into this video after we take our breath, because we're gonna need it for this one. Nervous system in no way whatsoever regulated, but we gotta do this anyway. Ren Kujo Beat Down. Here we go. I'm really nervous. I'm having trouble pressing play. I can feel my heart racing. Okay, I'm not going to pause it every 15 seconds, I swear. But before he gets into it, and we'll take it back and start from the beginning so it can play for a while, I do want to remark on this opening though, because he used this clip to sort of advertise the track over the past few days on Instagram and YouTube and elsewhere. And the breathing here is very reminiscent of the Sick Boy music video. It's kind of like starting the beat at the beginning of that song, he's doing the like breathing in sync with the beat of that song, and he's also doing that as sort of like part of the instrumental here. I'm pretty sure I remarked on that in my Sick Boy reaction, that his breath is like another part of the instrumental and the beat itself, so I love that he's sort of got that callback here. Also though, you can tell this is going to be a really dark video because not only is it visually dark around him, you can see he's in the middle of this light, but there's dark all around the edges. And something that I think is really interesting here is that in the Sick Boy music video, he was wearing a white outfit like he was in like an asylum, like a stark white type outfit. Here he's got a red jumpsuit on. I'm not sure if that's supposed to look like a prison jumpsuit. Could be that. That could be some of the darkness there, or if it's just supposed to signify like, I mean, red can be a very violent color. Yeah, so we're gonna see. We're gonna get into it and see. I can guarantee you that. But I just wanted to remark on that. I'm gonna take it back to the beginning, let it run on through. But my goodness, he is setting the tone here. Hold on, I drew something the other day. Let me go grab it. So when I saw the Instagram post the other day, I drew this, and I've been trying to find a way to put it up behind me, but I think it's gonna like really distract me if it's like moving when it might distract me. We'll see. I'm gonna try to leave it up there if I can between the Sick Boy logo, Freckled Angels logo, the array of Sick Boy albums to make a point here. Of course, the Ren figurine, my High Ren news box that was so thoughtfully gifted to me by a subscriber. All of these things were, actually. So shout out to Peter for that. Now let's start again now that we've got the Kujo Beat Down drawing up there. Lordy B! This is an adventure already. Here we go.
Person who is rightly doing right, who is right there on the righteous path, no wrong in words I write. But the forces out there test me, Ren. I'm trying to find the path to forgive all those who test my will. There's trouble in my heart. What the you little this ain't High Ren number 2. This ain't pendulums or songs of hope that took from you. And the last time we did this, the hope did prevail. Now the hope is the road that will choke a pale. No.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He wasn't kidding. Oh, okay, so right off the bat, apologies to anyone who doesn't like certain things being censored, because there will be some censoring on this with words, because you know how I keep it on this channel. But man, we're strapping in for this one. I gotta try to gather my thoughts. That was a ride, and we're just less than 40 seconds into this. Right before he starts, it was almost exactly like the Sick Boy, right before the verse starts on Sick Boy, the breathing, that inhale like that. almost on the like the upbeats there. That's almost, I swear that's like a direct callback to that. Okay. In the beginning of this, I like that he's sort of like setting the tone here, basically saying, hey, he's the person who always tries to do things right, always tries to do things the right way, always tries to lift other people up, always tries to be the bigger person, taking the high road, doing things the way that they need to be done. But then we very quickly see that he realizes that's not the case for everyone, and now maybe he's a little bit done with that too. So real quick, let's talk about the intro, then we'll take it back, get that verse, and go back into those words. But on that intro part, what he was saying there.
Trying to be the person who is rightly doing right, who is right there on the righteous path, no wrong in words I write. But the forces out there test me, Ren, I'm trying to find the path to forgive all those who test my will. There's trouble in my heart.
Okay, so how did I not notice this when I was first like watching it? So, okay, so not only is this like set up so many of the callbacks to Sick Boy, but also, now the first verse he's saying, you know, this is no High Ren part 2, but this is very much starting out like that. So you can see when he was sitting there at the beginning that he was sort of, not, I don't want to say the word like confused, but it's like desperate. They're trying to communicate this, talking to this one angle, much like in High Ren. Actually, I guess if he's sitting there, he's like talking to that side of him right now. So he's like delivering the lyrics, speaking to whatever's over here. And he's saying, you know, I'm trying to find the path to forgive those. I've tried to not have wrong in words I write. Even his diss to Dada ended with giving Dada flowers and encouragement and lifting him up. And Dada has gained fans as a result of that. And it was a really cool situation it ended up being. So I think that's one thing he's saying there. He's like, I'm always trying to do this, try not to leave wounds and wrong people with the words that I write. But the forces out there are testing me, and I'm trying to find this path of forgiveness, but there's so much trouble in my heart. And he is talking about this like from this perspective here. So we're going to find out what this perspective is, I would assume. But maybe, I'm not sure if right now from the very beginning, if it's supposed to be like what's inside of him, like his soul and his conscience, like I'm trying to do this, but I really want to get out. I don't really want to say these things. I don't want to say these things, but there's all this trouble inside. And then the verse is starting. And it's got this anger, and the look on his face goes, it morphs from like this, like I'm trying to do this, I'm exasperated, I'm frustrated, what's going on, like I'm that, and he turns around and he's got this just sinister glare and evil look, similar sort of to the expression he had on his face when he was up in the face of the psychiatrist in the Sick Boy music video, like screaming in her face. And then also when he's knocking on Violet's door in the Tales trilogy, like, oh, that's this face. He doesn't do this often. He doesn't channel this energy often. Not sure if I've ever seen him channel what we're gonna see here yet at all, because I know this is going pretty dark. Yeah, so you've got him talking there, and then you've got this other perspective now coming in, which I'm assuming we'll find out and we'll play it to see, but it would make sense if this is supposed to be like the side of him who is wanting to come out and finally just vent all this and put it on the track and not necessarily worry about saying the exact right thing and not hurting Kujo's feelings or whatever, just because he's such a kind-hearted person, because sometimes you just gotta get things out there, and honestly, creativity is a way to do it. So, all right, let's take it back to get that transition. Then once we let it play, we'll go back and do the lyrics. There's a lot in this one, guys. There's a lot in this one. You know what? No, sorry. We didn't even talk about the rhyme schemes yet. Are you kidding me? There's so much in this already. So in the intro only, I'm trying to be the person who was rightly doing right. So trying to be the person who was rightly doing right, who is right there on the righteous path, no wrong in words I write. So holy, that I rhyme scheme there, I can't, that, you know that I'm loving that. And it's not just the I rhyme scheme there. You have some internals there as well with I'm trying to be the person who is rightly doing right. And then you have it like a slant rhyme with that in the middle of one of the next lines. It says, it's right there on this righteous path, no wrong in words I write. So like that, no wrong in words I write is like the person who's rightly doing right. No wrong in words I write, person, words I, like that kind of slant rhyme throughout is just so much of the attention to detail that I love. And then, but the forces out there test me, Ren, I'm trying to find the path that forgive all those who test my will, there's trouble in my heart. So I like that scheme. And then I like that he did the slant rhyme and made path rhyme with heart. So with his accent, it helps a little bit, but also he just did it really cleverly and really well. Says, but the forces out there test me, Ren, I'm trying to find the path that forgive all those who test my will, there's trouble in my heart. And the way he delivered that with his accent, it was a slant rhyme. The way I delivered it, it did not sound like such a slant rhyme that was effective, but oh my gosh, it was for him. All right, now let's take it back and actually get into the verse where Well, actually, okay, hold on. No, oh my gosh, he's packed just the intro lines, the first 4 bars of this. Out there on the righteous path, also the path of righteousness. There are so many different Bible verses that talk about walking on the path of righteousness for his name's sake, the narrow path, as opposed to like the wide path and the broad road. And there's so much imagery in there. There's so much imagery in there. But in the sake of time, let's keep going forward. And he's, well, I keep saying that and I'm noticing stuff as I rewind it to play more. He's like sitting down almost in like a defensive posture, like trying to get away, trying to escape, trying to like, just like desperation and exasperation, maybe. Exasperation is the word I'm going for, I think. And then it's getting ready to get to that real intense anger. So let's see that transition again.
Person who is rightly doing right, who is right there on the righteous path, no wrong in words I write, but the forces out there test me, Ren. I'm trying to find the path and forgive all those who test my will. There's trouble in my heart. What the f***, you little this ain't high Ren number 2. This ain't pendulums or songs of hope that took from you. And the last time we did this, the hope did prevail. Now the hope is the road that will choke a pale. No, just wait a sec, cause there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. I know that art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, Ren. I'm getting pretty sick of the sick boy, trying to be the it boy, trying to be the I'm so morally equipped boy. Face it, you're mad as Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen.
Oh my god. Okay, alright. Let's unpack. I'm gonna miss some stuff in this video, probably because there's a lot. Alright, so getting into that intense anger. This sounds like this is in fact the anger inside him that is wanting to get out because he always feels like he has to be this perfect pinnacle of this moral example and this moralistic person who always does the right thing, always takes a higher road, is above showing anger, is above showing, you know, human emotions when it comes to frustration and anger at situations that rightly deserve it. And this side of him that is really angry, rightly so, with the situation is coming out and basically saying, what the heck? This ain't Hiren number 2. This ain't pendulums or songs of hope that dude took from you. He continues those words saying, and the last time we did this, the hope did prevail. Now that hope is the rope that will choke a trick pale. Oh my goodness. So, all right. So last time they did this, actually, I don't know, where do we even want to start in this? There's already so much. This ain't Hiren number 2. So talking to that part of himself, this anger coming out, talking to the part of him that's trying to like have that expression of doing the right thing and just sharing how exasperated it is. Like, hey, this ain't Hiren number 2. This is not a pendulum. It's not talking about the pendulum swing. It's not talking about being the bigger person, holding on to that hope when everything is gone. Not talking about standing in the fire and not getting burned. Not talking about the presence of mind and the, I guess, moral focus of life. It swings back and forth and we always just try to stand in the light, try to always hold on to hope. He's like, no, I'm ticked off, dude. I am mad at this. I'm gonna let that anger out. This is not the time for Hiren to go back and forth and then to end, because Hiren, you had the, okay, let's call him Dark Ren and Light Ren here just for intents and purposes right now. Dark Ren was very angry, Light Ren was very like desperate or trying to fight back but kind of weak, and then the third one at the end was the hope there. And so when he's saying that line, the last time we did this back and forth, the hope, that third one did prevail, so that is what happened. And there's the line, you know, in there, Hiren, with the rope line there. It says, some people know me as hope, some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. He's saying, this isn't that, this isn't hope, this is anger, this is vitriol, this is me coming out now. That hope, the voice you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope, the hope that came in there, it's now the rope that is going to obliterate this jerk. I think that's where he's going with this here. The last time we did this, hope prevailed. Now that hope, the end of that, it has been taken advantage of by this whole situation. The blood, sweat, and tears literally that Ren poured into the sick boy video and putting that on the out, he has had so much ripped away from him that hope that prevailed at the end of Hiren, he's saying that's not what it is this time. No, that rope that ended up being hopeful because you loosened the noose on that rope's now coming back and it is going to choke you, Mr. Kujo. Going to choke you, allegedly. Going to choke you until you're dead, until you're pale. So, oh my goodness, Ren. Oh my goodness. While I, of course, want to break down every single rhyme scheme in the song, I don't know that I'm going to be doing every single bar simply because, again, there's a lot, and I think the content and the lyrics are going to be more prevalent than necessarily every single little rhyme scheme. But I do, of course, want to mention, just use the fourth line. This is an example. Now that hope is the rope that will choke. So to like that oh internal rhyme scheme. It's going throughout like this whole section here. There's just so much intention and thought put behind the words to make them flow in a really effective way, and I just feel like it drives home the point even more. And I also want to say I was really unsettled there when he was delivering that line about now that hope is the robe that will choke this dude pale. I was unsettled by that because the camera angle there, you could see Ren in that almost like crazed vitriolic anger, that rage, like doing a choking motion there with the angle of the camera, the lens that they used there to film, the angle, the way that you could see it in his face. I mean, you could feel that, and he was like getting in the face and really expressing that with the most like angst, and I can't even describe his voice there at this other side, the side of him that is always trying to take the high ground, that feels like he has that obligation, is still trying to talk back. He's just like, no, this is what's going to choke that. So it's almost like he's choking that part of him. So he's trying to choke that part of him right now out so that he can continue and the anger can take over for this track. But that's also an allusion to like what he wants this track to do to Kujo, allegedly, metaphorically. Sorry if that's getting annoying. Trust me, it is to me too. Anyway, though.
No, just wait a sec, cause there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, when
there's a callback to Dumb King Come in there, or just the whole dot of this in general. And I'm also noticing so many little Easter eggs.
No, just wait a sec, cause there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, when I can't even, yo, he has put in so many Easter eggs in this, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss some of them because I have not, as much as I hate it, I've not gone through his whole catalog yet, but I'm gonna point out the ones that I at least do pick up on. But I want to first remark upon the cadence there. Did you hear how rhythmic and nuanced and intricate that cadence was when he was delivering the first part of that line, when the other side came back in? So that flow was just, my brain lit up when he was like, no, just wait a sec. That syncopation, I was not expecting it. And it also, like, it's a little more unsettling and like unsteady, I guess that's the word I'm going for. So when he's talking from this perspective, it's like he's again trying to back away, trying to get away from this angry side of him that is trying to take over, and he's trying to talk that anger down, say no, just wait a sec, because there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, Ren. Now, so many Easter eggs in that. First of all, the no, just wait a sec, just wait a sec. Wait, let me catch my breath. I'm about to go beast mode. I'm about to go Macbeth in losing it. So could we say that our boy's about to lose it here? I have a feeling he's going to be losing it here. So we've got the no, just wait a sec, because there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. So it's reminding me of a couple different things. And again, there are probably some references and Easter eggs to other songs that I haven't done yet that I'm missing. But I'm at least most recently reminded of the line in Troubles where it says, my mind was severed from the means it took to write these rhyme schemes. He talks about that imagery with the word severed a lot. And then since this is a beat down to Kujo, I'm also thinking maybe there's a little bit of a callback to one of the lines toward the beginning of the Dumb King Come disc, which said, after Nox decapitated you, I'll bury the head. So I don't know, that could be a stretch. I could be stretching on that one. We're gonna see, but he's got, there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. The lines that follow that, I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, Ren. So again, more Easter eggs in that. And I think I was actually onto something. And with that, after Nox decapitated you, I'll bury the head, call back an Easter egg, because the line in this right here, the hate breeds hate, please wait, geez, Ren, is a direct call out to, again in Dumb King Come, a casualty of vanity. Hate just breeds hate. So I think part of the reason he's bringing that up is to show that he does understand that a lot of times hate does breed hate. And what he ended up doing in that whole back and forth disc with Dada was literally trying to extend an olive branch, and they ended up having an okay relationship after that. So this side of him that knows that is trying to remind the angry side of him, hate like this, all that does is breed further hate. Please wait, please just hold on, just wait a sec, don't lose it quite yet. Hate just breeds hate. Nothing good comes from violence like that, it just breeds further hate. And the exasperation gets even more. He said, I know this art is a part of your heart. So again, there's the internal rhyme, I know this art is a part of your heart, so you're upset. And that is true. The art is a part of his heart, because he's talked about that imagery a lot too, his heart bleeding on the page. He expresses everything that's deepest in his heart in song. That is how he communicates and how he can kind of connect with things. That's how he can kind of process and work through things and also communicate it with other people. And Sick Boy was such a personal song. Most of his songs are, but Sick Boy in particular being the
the subject matter it was, the music video that it was, the reception that it got, the title of the daggone album, the whole phrase for a movement. And now this is the song that he literally bled on a page there, and Kujo was bleeding him dry, basically, of patience, of empathy, of ability to tolerate stuff he shouldn't have to tolerate, allegedly. So even though there is that side in him that we always see come out, because we know that he just tries to be that rising tide that is lifting all ships, that side of him is really trying to talk to this anger and like, I know, look, I know, okay, I get it, let's, it's almost like he's trying to calm himself down, calm that side of him down. So look, I know you're upset, because I know that this work of art that you did, I know that was a part of your heart that was in music and video format. That was a part of your heart that has now been taken away and is not on the internet, at least in the original form that it was. Like, it does not exist. Now, it does on the hard copy albums, but not online anywhere in its original form, except maybe in reaction videos, like chopped up. But like, part of your heart is gone. It makes sense that you're upset, but please just wait. Hate brings hate. You know that the violence is not going to do anything except bring further hate and violence. Please wait. Jeez, Ren. And he's like begging him there. And then we're going back to the other side. So let's rewind it and let it play a little bit. I'm going to try to let extended periods play, and then we'll go back and dissect. Who knows how effective that's going to be. It depends on how much this dude packs the bars. But this anger, I think, is getting ready to take over.
Sad, cause there's nothing to be gained when you sever the net. I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, Ren. I'm getting pretty sick of the sick boy, trying to be the it boy, trying to be the I'm so morally equipped boy. Face it, you're mad as Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen.
We're going to work backwards a little bit here. The sound that I was hearing as he just walked off stage, and by the way, I just heard what I think is the screech of a chair. And my heart just started beating right now, racing a lot more quickly, because when a chair is in a Ren video, good things do not tend to happen. But what I was going to say, before I realized that that's what I think I heard right before I paused it, gosh, I'm really having trouble regulating right now. Hold on. Okay. So he was delivering the rest of that verse, and we're going to dissect the lines, but I want to, again, work from the back here where I just paused it. When he stopped and he's like, F it. The beat cut out, it got silent, he was walking off screen, and you could hear like a heartbeat sound effect going on there, like a So to me, I'm almost wondering, we just heard a chair. We just heard a shoot fire. Oh no. Oh gosh. What are we getting ready to watch? What am I getting ready to watch? Because if that's a chair and you heard that heartbeat, first of all, it's making me think of the tale of the tale heart, which he references in his song Hold On. It's also making me think that it's supposed to be signifying that there is going to be someone in this chair that he's got hiding back there, that maybe his heart's racing, he's getting ready to beat down this alleged person. Or maybe it's supposed to signify his heartbeat, because the instrumental beat dropped out. Maybe that was supposed to be like he's just so overwhelmed with his heart beating so like heavily in his chest, he doesn't even want to hear the instrumental there for a second. He wants to say, you know what, screw this. And that's supposed to illustrate like the intensity. I don't know. We're going to see. We're getting ready to find out. But my goodness, let's look at those lyrics first. As well as, of course, the camera angles, because the way that he films videos, whether it's a one-take video and the way he like utilizes all the space around him so well, whether it's a video where he's talking from two different, or three, I guess, different perspectives in high Ren, but like here, so far at least, we've just got two, and the cameras are very different. The camera's from like the side that is trying to remind him and to talk down the anger side of him. That camera angle is like from afar and from a distance, and you can like see his whole body. When this angry side of him is coming out, and when he's delivering these intense lines like this, filled with just so much anger, it's not necessarily showing his whole body, and it's like getting up close a lot of times, which just adds to the intensity and the degree of rage that you can feel just seeping through the screen. And then it backed out a little bit there, though. As the instrumental was stopping, it blacked out. You saw him walk off screen, so I'm curious to see what's going to go there. But the lyrics he was saying there says, getting pretty sick of the sick boy trying to be the it boy. So he's sick of sick boy, Ren, the side of him that always tries to find the good in situations that were really painful, that were really negative, that were really challenging, who always tries to take the high road, who always tries to extend an olive branch and not right any wrong with the words that he writes. Which, by the way, I didn't mention this up top, but the fact that he flipped the right and right, of course that's a wordplay that I'm loving. Right, R-I-G-H-T, the words he writes, W-R-I-T-E. Of course I love that. But getting back to it, pretty sick of the sick boy, so pretty sick of Ren, because that's also, I'm assuming he's just referring to himself there, sick boy, so he's talking about himself as Ren, and also the side of him that does try to take the high road, that does try to take the moral high ground, that is trying to lift people up. He said, I'm getting sick of the sick boy trying to be the it boy. Sick of you trying to appease people. Sick of you always trying to be the I'm so morally equipped boy. So he's like, look, I'm sick of you trying to always be that person. Sometimes the anger needs to come out. Sometimes, guess what? You're human too. You're human. You're human and I'm inside you too. I'm so sick of you trying to always be the one who is just constantly placating others and making other people happy. And even when he's done commentary videos on like the industry and the world and stuff, it's not really been directed at like another specific person, again, outside of the Dada stuff, but that ended really positively. So it's a totally different situation here. And you can feel the frustration and just the fact that he is just done. He's done. He is done with trying to do that, at least in regards to this situation. He's sick of the sick boy trying to be the it boy, trying to be the I'm so morally equipped boy. First of all, I love the rhythm of that. Oh my goodness, I love the rhythm of that. But like, oh my goodness, So the sick boy is sick of the sick boy trying to be the it boy. Goodness gracious. And we've already talked about he feels like he has to always play this role of taking the moral high ground. So sick of trying to be that morally equipped boy, but the one who is always there equipped with morals, no matter how many people are wronging him, despite the fact that he's not actively trying to put wrong into the world. So this anger side of him is talking to this side that keeps trying to sort of calm it down and have the level-headed, rational, moralistic view. And he's like, face it, you're mad as heck, Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen. Screw it. And then the beat drops out. So he's like, okay, no, face it. I'm sick of you, sick of this side of me, sick of you trying to be this morally equipped, always doing the right thing, always being the one, no matter how much wrong is done. I'm not trying to rhyme there myself. It just kind of happened. But sick of that. Face it. You are mad. You are infuriated. You are full of rage. Now let me out. You're full of rage. Now let me out and let me take that rage and cut this worm. Worm being a term that can be used in a lot of ways, like for somebody who is in the ground, for someone who is lower than dirt, for someone who is sort of akin to a snake in the grass, but not even worthy of being called a snake because they're so low and disgusting to the ground. And I just think that he could have used the snake in the grass imagery, but the worm there makes it even more graphic and drives the anger home even more. So it's like, let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen. And I think the way he did that is because, I don't know if you've ever, I really don't want to talk about this because it's going to gross me out. So this upsets me. I'm sorry, this is just a personal thing. I'll put a timestamp on screen if you have trouble with the topic that I'm getting ready to say after 3, 2, 1. Dissecting earthworms. Here's the timestamp to skip to if you don't want to hear a brief talk of that. But when I was in 5th grade, we did have to dissect earthworms. And he talked about, let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen. So the things that you use to make the incisions in those dissections, gosh, this is grossing me out, I'm so sorry, are literally like pen razor blades. So they have like the pen length on them and then they have the little small triangle there on it that is meant for things like that. And timestamp now to get past that. I also think though with razor blade pen, he's literally talking about, his pen on the paper with the words and on the mic, and the fact that his razor blade, his words are going to cut so sharp and they're going to destroy this little worm that is Kujo. They're gonna I forgot his name there for a sec. I'm gonna try not to read into that. No, we're gonna read into it. What you think? My accent is all over did you hear that? My accent. It's all over the place, bro. I've still got some North Dakota going on, and then my Kentucky will come out, and then my phone just started playing noise. What else? Okay, let's get back to it. Trying to cut him down, let me out. So this anger's begging him to let me out. Face it, you're mad, let me out, let me do this thing. So then he just like exasperated, said, oh man, F it. Then he's walking back and walked off screen, and we're gonna take it back to get that little transition. If that was a chair, I'm nervous to see what's coming.
So morally equipped, boy. Face it, you're mad as Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen.
Hold on, wait. When he was delivering that line too, he was looking down, and it was the way he had his arm. It was like you could almost envision that he was like holding a razor blade pen like that. But let me cut this worm, and the angle there, it's like he was looking down toward the ground, toward a worm, toward the worm that he is making analogous to Kujo here. So again, just the cinematography and the angles there. Oh my goodness! And then he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna try to convince you. I'm just gonna do this, and that's when he's getting ready to walk off. So good lord.
Whip boy, face it, you're mad as Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen.
Actually, that looked like the other side of him. The side that was initially trying to calm him down was finally just giving up. Basically just being like, okay, you know what? I'm done. Screw this. You take over. You do it. Oh no. So we may not be getting the back and forth here. It might just be this intense anger. Oh, this is scaring me.
Okay. Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle, hear me out, see I'm on your side really. Well, I was, till I found you could get a little greedy. Push your luck a little far. There's a moral, little Jimmy, of the cookie and the jar. See the need.
Oh my gosh, okay, hold on. Oh guys, okay. Oh, what are we getting ready to get into? What are we getting ready to see? What are we getting ready to get into? Here we go.
Okay. Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle, hear me out, see I'm on your side really. Well, I was, till I found you could get a little greedy. Push your luck a little far. There's a moral, little Jimmy, of the cookie and the jar. See the needy and the...
Oh my gosh. He wasn't kidding, man. This is dark. He wasn't kidding. Okay, hold on. Let me. Oh man, this is. Major sympathetic nervous system activation right now. Please forgive me if it takes me a little bit to compose myself in between lines and explanations. So yeah, I was right. That sound was a chair scraping. So you heard who he is representing Kujo with in this chair here. That is indeed who he is bringing out. But before you could actually see it, you heard that kind of like muffled, like that trying to scream, but he couldn't scream because his mouth is obviously taped over. That reminded me of a couple different things. First, it reminded me of the Money Game Part 1 music video, and I've not done parts 2 and 3, so apologies if I'm missing something there. But in Part 1, there was the chair, the bag was over the head. There was some of that like noise fighting back, like when Ren was drawing on the bag that was over the head and stuff. So there was a little bit of that in there. However, there was also the line in Sick Boy, where he says, I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. And then we've got the lyrics here, and I think that there's no way that that wasn't also a callback there, because guess what? He's this person that is in this chair here who he's saying is Kujo in this video. He's saying, guess what? You're screaming and you're shouting, but you're not really making a sound because I've shut you up. And again, the darkness, this setting here, you can tell he's in like this big cement enclosed dark, I would assume underground, but maybe like a parking garage type area. I'm not sure exactly where, but oh my goodness, this is intense. I think I saw he shared some clips maybe on his Instagram story about it, and it was like a trek to get there, if that's what this was, but I didn't want to spoil anything, so I didn't look too much into it. But oh, there's a lot I want to remark on here. First of all, just the way that that set me off in the, I don't want to say the best way because it's not like a good thing, but like when a song and a video and art like that can impact you to the degree where you don't even really feel like you can get your footing with what you're trying to say. He has once again nailed that, as he so often does. But the different imagery here, he was bringing the Kujo out. We're going to rewind it and pay more attention to it and break it down, but I just wanted to remark on a few things. First of all, the background, in the background, you're hearing this choral sound. There's no way that that's not an allusion to the Bulgarian choir that did the sample on Sick Boy that Kujo allegedly stole and did not have the rights to and allegedly said was his own. Again, Ren has the receipts, but I have to say allegedly. But there's no way that that choir, that every time the light flashes there for a split second and then goes off, you can see these members of this chorus there, this choir, they're dressed in robes there. That tone is very similar even to that sample that was used in that beat for Sick Boy, that Bulgarian choir chanting. So like, he's clearly calling back to that here and like making this his own and taking it over and saying, okay, guess what? This is mine. Look what I can do without you, bro. Look what I can do without you. Also, by the way, dragging you out. This is it. No more Mr. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Nope. So let's take it back before we get into even more. Okay, I do think that heartbeat is supposed to be Kujo's heartbeat, because once the chair started moving, you heard that heartbeat like So maybe when we were first hearing it, it was the imagery of like the telltale heart, where the heart is like haunting the guy in the house, and he's hearing the heartbeat under the floorboards. Maybe Ren is like, this is haunting him, it's always on his mind. But then maybe it flips to Kujo. So maybe that's one like possible way that they're taking it. But I definitely do think that it's signaling Kujo's heartbeat, because as he's being dragged out and you hear that chair start scraping before you even see it, you're hearing it like speed up there. So it's like, and then starts going. As soon as it starts moving, and you can hear him like trying to make noise to struggle against it. So those are, man, those little intricacies, man, that adds so many layers to the video. It adds so much. I'm not sure there is a single part of this that doesn't have a lot of meaning. So the visual of Kujo here in the chair, tied up, he just got the black tee on, he's got the jeans on, he's tied up here, his hands are down like this, he is struggling, you can tell. His hair is buzzed. I don't know anything about Kujo. I've not gone on the guy's profiles. I obviously would not go to Crusade. And by the way, if anybody has a notion to do that to defend Ren, don't. Ren has expressly said, do not contact Kujo or anyone on his team or anyone that he knows. Don't do that. He's taking care of it in his own way, in the ways it needs to be done, and this is one of those ways. I'm getting some vibes from like some Eminem videos here. It almost looks a little bit like M from the Relapse album. Specifically, I'm thinking the 3 a.m. music video. This analogy of Kujo here, this person they're using to represent Kujo, it looks like a version of like the Slim Shady alter ego almost. But I'm not saying that like he is calling Kujo that. No, I would never. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you think that the person who wrote a diss track to the one comment that she got questioning her stand-em, when I've gotten some other comments that are a lot worse, but that's the one that made me write a whole freaking diss track when I was in the hospital in May? Like, I mean, do you think that I would really put this person on M's level? No. But what I'm getting at there is that the Relapse album was a very violent album. So, I mean, I know that Ren's aware of it. I don't necessarily think that he's trying to make that something super obvious in everybody's mind, but it could be very much that he's like alluding to that type of just like violence. And the red tape over the mouth here as well just fits one with the red jumpsuit he's wearing. I do think that that's supposed to signify maybe like prison or something now, or just maybe it's all an analogy for blood, and he is out for blood right now. And even the rhythm and the way that the choir comes in when they do their little interjections there and the lights flash for just a split second to turn them on and then go back off to the darkness again, that is even very reminiscent of the way that they come in and like those vocals come in Sick Boy. So, oh, Ren, I'm loving all of this. Let's go back. We'll actually start talking about the words here for a second. I'm just, oh my gosh. Oh, and 3 a.m., by the way, the Eminem song 3 a.m., there's the line that says, I remember the first time I dismembered a family member, December, I think it was, I was having rooms with my cousin. Like, there's a lot of talk of ending people's lives in 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, and bodies laying all over the floor, and I can't remember how they got there, but I guess I must have killed them. All right. Sorry about that. Little interlude. Oh, okay. Let's go back and see the lines there.
Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle. Hear me out. See, I'm on your side, really. Well, I was till I found you could.
Oh, okay, so the way that they're doing, like, the screams, okay, we're obviously pausing this, because if I wait and, like, try to play a whole section and go back and dissect it, I'm gonna forget parts of it, and then we're gonna have to do this anyway, so let's just do it from the beginning. You've probably already seen the video anyway if you're watching this reaction. Apologies if you don't like pausing, you know how I am if you've been here for a little while. If you're not, welcome, glad to have you here. You'll find out soon enough. But the way that he's having this Kujo figure here muffled, like, screaming, the beat revved on that part, the vroom sound on the beat was an amplification of him making that sound like that, like the screaming. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm geeking out over this stuff.
Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle. Hear me out. See, I'm on your side, really. Well, I was till
I want you to pay attention, specifically in the part of the line where he says, see, I'm on your side, really. When the beat gets to his part where it's doing like, it's exactly with the screaming, like the muffled scream here. I can't, Just lose it. Forgive me, good lord.
Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle, hear me out, see I'm on your side really. Well, I was, till I found you could get a little greedy.
And gosh, oh my goodness. And so this Kujo character here, there was the sound going with the beat there, but it's also like when that sound revved, he was like looking up like that. And then when that sound came up again, he was like looking around. So it's almost like, I couldn't tell if he was looking, just trying to find Ren and to like set his eyes on him, or if he was like looking for a way out. But even the way he was like looking up and his eyes were moving were in sync with the next time that sound on the beat came up. So, oh my goodness. First, a few of those lines. Ren is talking to his character. He's like, okay, the back and forth between Ren himself is done. We got that. Angry Ren is here to play because he has been extremely wronged. Hi, Kujo, please don't try to struggle. Hear me out. See, I'm on your side, really. Well, I wasn't till I found you could get a little greedy. Push your luck a little far. There's a moral little Jimmy of the cookie in the jar. So, all right, let's talk about those lines real quick. There's so much in there. There's so much. It's so much in there. Oh my goodness, this is fire. We're not even halfway through. Please don't try to struggle. Hear me out. Obviously, that's a very self-explanatory thing. Nothing to unpack there. And then I like that he starts initially say, see, I'm on your side, really. And I think what he's saying there is that the way all this happened, Kujo is a producer and BeatStars, I'm not going to get all the terms right here, but BeatStars is essentially a company who independent producers and artists and whatever who have like beats for people, they can, I don't know that they sell them to BeatStars, but they're like licensed through BeatStars, so BeatStars gets whatever percentage they would get from it. I don't know the ins and outs, of course. BeatStars might take a cut, but they will also handle a lot of promo and handle a lot of like the back end stuff and the logistical things that like a lot of artists or independent producers and things like that don't want to necessarily have to handle themselves because they want to focus on what they're making. So I think what he's saying here is, guess what? You're an artist. You're an artist too. I even liked the beat. Heck, I liked the beat so much, I bought an unlimited license to use it on this song. I'm on your side. And I've reached out to you so many times in this battle, not in this battle, but I've reached out to you so many times in this back and forth trying to come to a place where there is something that benefits both of us, where we can resolve this and it doesn't have to get so nasty and doesn't have to get all that. But he's like, okay, you know what? Fine. Hear me out now. I tried to be reasonable. I tried to extend an olive branch. I tried to make this work. I was on your side. I was doing it until I found out that you could get a little greedy. So Kujo or his team, whoever, copyright strike Sick Boy. Now, if you aren't familiar with how YouTube and copyright claims and strikes work, which if you're in the reaction community, you probably are, especially if you watch like Cliff or Knox, plenty of other people who talk about it, they're the ones that I've heard talk about it the most. Basically, if you're making videos on YouTube and you use copyrighted music, even if it's like a reaction. Now, Ren has been vocal that he doesn't do copyright claims on reactors. Most other artists do. However, what that means is the video can't be monetized for you. It'll either be demonetized or it will stay monetized, but any revenue that would come from it whatsoever would go to the original artist. Now, those are copyright claims. There's no limit, I don't think, on the number of those that can happen. Now, you have to wait like a certain number of days if you appeal those, and there's a bunch of legal back-end stuff that happens, but copyright strikes are a lot more serious. And if someone puts a copyright strike on your channel, much like in baseball, you get 3 strikes and then your channel is out, like gone forever. And there are people whose massive channels have been completely deleted due to unjust and not accurate copyright strikes because someone just had a vendetta and wanted to destroy this person's livelihood. And there is now, I do believe, check Ren's video, but I'm pretty sure Kujo put a copyright strike on his channel because of this song. I'm pretty sure that has happened, allegedly. I'm so sick of saying that, but I have to. He's got a copyright strike on his channel, and that's a serious thing. So part of the reason he took the video down is so it couldn't be used for leverage and to get like even more strikes there that would then just take his whole channel down completely, which would be disastrous. He's got over 1.5 million subscribers at this point. Oh, that's crazy too. I remember when he crossed 1 million, that does not seem like that long ago. So I think Ren was saying there, I think he was saying, you know, I was on your side. I'm on the independent artist side. I'm on the side of trying to help everyone succeed here. I was trying to make this work for both of us. I did everything by the book on my end. It was allegedly because of a sample that you didn't have the rights to, allegedly that you used in the beat that I then legally purchased completely. So I think he's trying to relate on like that artist to artist level, but also also just that common humanity level of the let's lift each other up here instead of just this constant battle back and forth. And he said, you know, I was on your side. I was on your side until I realized that you could get a little greedy and push your luck a little far. So the copyright strike, you pushed your luck too far. The fact that you have activated the renegade army, you have gone too far. Not that, again, do not go to Kujo or anyone related to him in any way whatsoever and do anything. Ren's handling it. But the fact that he has such a loyal following who will take up arms metaphorically, being very clear on that for him, has given this whole situation a lot of attention online in media and elsewhere, and like it has a potential to really make an impact in the industry in some ways, because BeatStars is there's a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna say there's a lot of stuff. I don't, again, not making any legal claims myself, not making any assertions. This is all stuff that I have heard and have picked up on and read or listened to or whatever. But there are a lot of eyes on this right now. And I mean, Ren this is titled Kujo Beat Down for a reason. And we already see that he is going for the jugular here. So like he's saying, all right, you pushed your luck too far. You got too greedy, much like in any game show or whatever. So, I mean, specifically the show Press Your Luck, simply because of the phrase he used came up, but a lot of different things, you know, Deal or No Deal, any game show where there's like a compounded prize and you have to say, well, I'm gonna do it. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Smarter Than a Fifth Grade. So many of them where you have to decide, do I want to keep what I have or do I want to take a chance and go for more and possibly get more, but then you could also get like nothing or go way back down. And he's saying, you know, like you pushed your luck a little too far because you were too greedy, because you wanted a little more, you wanted more, you wanted more. Oh wait, you wanted more until you started toppling because you pushed your luck too far. So maybe your luck, you thought you had it, but now it's down and you're down on it because you pushed it too far. So he's illustrating that concept of I was on your side till I realized you could get a little greedy. And when you're watching game shows and stuff, like there's part of you, at least I know for me and for Roger and for a lot of other people, I would assume, who is like, use Deal or No Deal for an example. When you're trying to like, do you want to take the offer? Do you want to take the offer from the banker, or do you want to say no deal and then keep opening cases? And they have a decent amount that was offered to them. They could get close to $1 million, if not $1 million, or they could get like close to zero. Part of you's gonna want to like watch and be like, yeah, take the risk. But then if they do it and it doesn't pay off inevitably, I know I've done this and I think I've heard a lot of other people do it. They're like, oh, well, that was stupid. I wouldn't have done that. That was stupid. You shouldn't have tried to get that greedy. And I'm like, okay, so like capitalism, society, capitalism. But something that I loved here, that concept of, you know, I was on your side, but then you know what, you got a little too greedy. You pushed your luck a little too far. And here's a more little Jimmy of the cookie in the jar. Now, here's something that I know is a thing, even though I have not watched Money Game Part 3. I did see a couple of these short like teaser clips on Instagram about it. So I've shared with you guys before, I don't like posting reaction videos that are not true first reactions. However, every so often I will have seen like a 10 or 15 second clip on Instagram before I realize what I'm watching. I've already watched it. So like I do recall a clip being shared and it was Jimmy, and I think there were even some memes. Shout out user Nasty Crab Cakes and her awesome meme work. I'm pretty sure I saw some Jimmy memes from her, or there were just some memes going around at the time in the Reniverse of Jimmy, and that is what like the character I think that he was playing in that video. I don't know anything other than he was sitting in a suit. That's all don't spoil me in the comments, but I gotta get to that album and to that song. But I do know that name was Jimmy, the name of that character. I think, I'm curious, because the Money Game Part 1 that I've done is all about, you know, capitalism, greed, and all that. I've heard that that's the general theme for all of them, as well as like the little totally real scavenger hunt leading up to like the Money Game Part 3 music video. Holy frick, that was a year ago. I can't believe it was a year ago. Anyway, where the heck was I going? Because I got myself sidetracked. We know that they're all about greed. I'm assuming Money Game, he's like, oh, you wanted too much money, you got too greedy. So there's that Jimmy reference. Also little Jimmy, sometimes that could be said to like talk down to someone like, there's a world. Here's a lesson, little Jimmy. Now, and I don't know this. Guys, let me know. Is Kujo's real name, is it Jimmy? I can't take the time to dig any deeper to try to figure that out right now, but is that his real name? Because if it is, then there's yet another meaning for it. And here's another layer that just like had my mind geeking out when he delivered that line, because Jimmy's, Jimmies, in the UK, at least in parts of the UK, I know, because I have friends that live there and I've seen it in media as well. Jimmy's is like the term for sprinkles. Like, see like rainbow sprinkles here in the US, like little tiny pieces of sugar on top of cake or cookies or whatever. Jimmy's is the term for them. him over there. And I just, so many meanings with just saying little Jimmy in there. So yeah. So, but here's a moral of the cookie in the jar. So Jimmy's that sprinkle confectionery type illusion. Now he's going to be talking about this moral, and the moral of the cookie in the jar, if you're not familiar with it, is a moral about capitalism and greed, but we're not going to dig into it yet because he may just very well do that in the lines we're about to watch. So let's take it back a little bit, keep this thing going. Oh, Roger just got home from work and I said, I'm still filming. I'm not quite halfway through. And he said, you've been filming since 2. I said, well, actually, I didn't really get a start till like right after 3. But he said, but still, it's 4:30. Yeah, there's a lot. So, I'd say sorry, but I'm
Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle, hear me out, see I'm on your side really. Well, I was, till I found you could get a little greedy. Push your luck a little far. There's a moral, little Jimmy, of the cookie and the jar. See the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. So they take and then they take and still the empty in their soul. They feel so hard done by, poor little you. Wanna take from me, then I'll take from you too.
So that line, so the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. This whole little sequence of events here. He's delivering the lines that we just were talking about that ended with, here's a moral, little Jimmy, of the cookie in the jar. Then follows, see the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. So they're trying to fill a hole in themselves. They're trying to fill a hole in their lives by filling it with money, by buying things, by just amassing wealth, but it's really not filling the hole in their soul that is fulfilling in life, that is full of purpose, that actually makes you content with yourself and life and not just constantly searching for more and more and more and more. But the video, the way he's like delivering that angry the first little bit, and then he gets up and he's like walking around. He's like got his hands behind his back, and he's like, the way he's walking around there is again very reminiscent to Money Game Part 1. Do not let me know if it comes up again in any of the Part 2 or Part 3 content, because I am curious to see that for myself, but I'm gonna have to do that sooner rather than later now. But I know it's in Part 1, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's a version of it in Part 3 at least. I don't know if there's a music video for Part 2. I think what you all have shown me of Part 2, it was either like a live thing or a lyric video. I think maybe it was a lyric video, so again, I haven't watched it yet. I know 3 was a music video, but in the first one, the original Money Game, he does that like walking around, like taking steps from side to side like that, and then also just kind of walking around with that kind of swagger, and then he picks up the bat at a couple different times, and like that's Kujo here in the chair, this old Jimmy in the chair here. Is very reminiscent of the person that we know was Romaine physically in the Money Game Part 1 music video. They had the bag over his head in the chair, was playing the guitar, and Ren was walking around him in a chair as well. Also a very dark, like underground type setting. A lot of similarities there to that setup and him walking around, and the way he started delivering this line, the way he started delivering this lesson, this moral, this parable, this story, and telling it the way he's telling it, took this tone again of education, like demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, because all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. So the way that he is like delivering this part here, where he's like teaching a lesson, reminds me so much of the part in the original Money Game video where the section starts out, still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're an immigrant because all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. The irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. And then he takes this like posture, the beat kind of fades out a little bit, like the guitar stops strumming. He's like, America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. So, like, he's giving this lesson at this really serious thing in a very similar setting to this, just like he's getting ready to deliver this lesson, this moral, this parable, this story that little Jimmy here needs to hear. So we touched on this a little bit already, but the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. So, you know, honestly, it could be a couple different meanings with that line. It could be that both the needy, the actual needy, whether it's people that are homeless, people who are just financially in need, they do not have what they need to be able to live a successful and thriving life in this world as far as like finances go, or in the greedy. So maybe he's saying that like the needy are trying to fill a hole if they actually one do need more money to be able to live in the world, but also they're trying to fill the holes in their pockets, maybe the metaphorical holes in their pockets, because the money, you know, they don't have money. And then that's like just one of the many images out there of not having money, is that there were holes in your pockets, money's going through it, in other words. But then the greedy, I think that's what he's obviously trying to focus on more here. So he could be saying that, you know, both the needy and the greedy are trying to fill a hole. They're different types, and this one is much more actual, like legit and meaningful, and can be healed. And I don't know if he's talking about those as two separate groups there. That could be one way. He could also just be saying that the people who are greedy, they're just so needy and so needy. So like needy in a negative connotation, in a way that's not actual needs, but they're needy and they want more and more and more and more, and they're greedy because they want more and more and more, and just keep wanting more and keep trying for the next thing, keep pushing their luck, keep doing all of that. But it will never really fill that hole because they take and take and take and take, but their soul is empty. It will never fill the emptiness in their soul. Money will never fill that. If that's what they're doing, they're always pursuing more, always pursuing more. First of all, screw hustle culture. Screw hustle culture. Screw it. Screw technology, because I gotta change my battery. I'll be right back. That was battery. Ooh. Bad. Okay, had to change camera battery, had to change cold packs, and I'm having trouble getting my mind back online right now. But what I was talking about, I think, before, had to do those things, is he's saying, you know, the needy, and he's saying needy with a negative connotation there, like those who are just so needy, they're never satisfied, not people who are actually like needing things. People who have that neediness quality that is not actually about needing, it's more about wanting. And they're always needing things from other people, or needing validation, or needing more and more and more. The greediness then being the part of that as well. And then he's saying, you know, they take and they take and they take and they take, and they're trying to fill this hole in their life, in their heart, in their soul by taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. But money's never going to do that. Money's never going to really fill the hole in your soul. If there is something that you're lacking that is deeper, if you are constantly in pursuit of money, hustle culture, man. Screw hustle culture. Money's never gonna fill your soul, by the way. Don't bank on money in this world. It's nice if you have it at any given point in time because you need it to, you know, live and function in the world, but it can, any number of reasons can be taken away like that. It's reminding me from the line in How to Be Me when Ren sings, "Have I lost my Midas touch, or do sad eyes blind me?" So have I lost my Midas touch? I talked about that potentially being like things turning to gold. One of the meanings of that was like, if I lost my ability to not just turn a song and music to gold, but to also amass any type of wealth in this world, because being on a label or being cut from a label and stuff like that. Anyway, it went into that there. But when you're greedy and you're stuck in that mind, and you have that mindset of constantly needing more and constantly trying to accumulate more wealth, accumulate, that is just gonna do nothing for the deeper core of you. That's never going to actually fill the void inside caused by whatever it is that you are trying to mass by constantly trying to attain and accumulate and attain and accumulate. And then the next two lines there, he says, "They feel so hard done by, poor little you. Want to take from me? Then I'll take from you too." So he's saying this with a bit of like sarcasm. He's doing this like swagger, walking around, like giving this lesson. He's like, you know, see, the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. He's talking him through this. This is reminding me, oh my goodness, this is reminding me of former longtime West Virginia basketball coach Bob Huggins, who, when he was talking to referees, even in like basketball games, if something was coming up and he needed to talk to the referee, 10 times out of 10 times, you would see him in this posture of like just explaining. It looked like he was just trying to explain something, like a teacher here sometimes. That's kind of what this is reminding me of here. He's just saying, hey, guess what? The needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole, but they take and take and take and take, but it'll never fill that emptiness in their soul. But they keep taking and taking and taking, and they still feel empty in their soul. Then continues with like that stride as he's walking around. Let's take it back and let this play again, and then we'll continue. Dissect.
There's a moral, little Jimmy, of the cookie and the jar. See the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. So they take and then they take and still the empty in their soul. They feel so hard done by, poor little you. Wanna take from me? Then I'll take from you too.
Okay, just finishing that section real quick. The visuals are about to get cray. Finishing that section right quick. He was walking around with that swagger and beat with the music a little bit, telling the lesson, just explaining it. And then the last two lines there were just daggers as he gets right up close there. And he has done this in multiple videos. He did it in the Sick Boy music video to the person who is portraying the psychiatrist there. He did it in the Money Game Part 1 music video. And I just realized this is, in a way, reminding me of a little bit of Illest of Our Time. And it's actually the part that I couldn't even really leave in my reaction, he was like in one of the shots where he had like, you know, the black tank top on and was tied up and stuff. But there was a bunch of like really quick strobe lighting. So I had to actually cut that because I couldn't look at the screen to edit it. But the little flashes of the voices that you're seeing there, the little flashes, and then being in this darkness here, it's just reminding me a lot of that. I don't necessarily think that that's a hugely meaningful thing, but the fact that this Kujo character here is tied up there, and then there's also that flashing, it did bring that to mind to me simply because I don't handle flashes very well. But oh my goodness gracious, the way he used sarcasm for those two lines, it's like, it was so hard done by poor little you. Oh, that's reminding me of a Doctor Who character, a more recent. Oh, was it? Was it somebody who plays the Master? Was it someone who plays Missy? Was it someone who played the Master? Oh, it's a Doctor Who character of some kind that I'm gonna have to look it up and put it in here if I can find it. But anyway, the inflection is reminding me, it's like, you feel so hard done by poor little you. Want to take from me, then I'll take from you too. So like he's getting into it. He's like, all right, well, you feel so hard done. You feel like, oh, you feel like you were wronged. All right, you want to take from me? You want to copyright strike my channel and tell me that I can't monetize a song that I literally followed the legal procedure and bought the instrumental for? I did my own thing. I even like made the beat my own because he didn't even use it like in its original form. He did his own like production on it too. You feel like you were done wrong because you didn't follow something perfectly and then my song took off and now you want to jump on me because my song actually really took off and probably better than any of your other song, like your other beats that have been licensed, have done on other songs. Allegedly, I don't know it for a fact. I'm not saying it's true, but it could be one layer here because he's like, you know, you feel like, oh, you're so poor little you. That sarcasm, that's very Southern, bless your heart. Poor little you. I feel so hard done by poor little you. The toy maker, the villain. When Neil, sorry, the Doctor Who reference. It's a toy maker, right? Yeah. When Neil Patrick Harris played the toy maker, the 4 episodes last winter, 2023, with David Tennant, and he came back and like he was like doing the puppet show and all the Doctor's companions, and it was oh god, it's a heartbreaking scene. It's a heartbreaking scene, but oh my gosh, that's exactly what that was. All right, so I gotta compose myself. That Jarvie man. Okay, so I love the sarcasm. I love just the biting undertone that you can hear through. And he's like, all right, well, you want to take from me? You want to take from me? You want to copyright strike my channel? You want to try to take the money from the song that is my original creation that I went through all the proper channels to create, and then you want to try to take the credit and the monetization of that, even though it's mine, and you're gonna try to use the fact that my video is up to copyright strike it, potentially penalize my entire channel and a lot of my reach and career and ability to share this stuff. Like, okay, you feel so, all right, you're gonna steal from me, let's go. I'll just take from you. I'll take from you. And he has also, I did not mean this earlier when I mentioned Illest of Our Time, but in this Illest of Our Time, he references Robin Hood and like, you know, the concept of taking from the rich and giving to the poor, and the fact that he's like, you know, poor little you will take from me, then I'll take from you too. So I think, again, threads that he is weaving throughout, which he always does seamlessly, pun intended. I gotta keep that hemmed in. But I really wish I didn't laugh at myself. It ruins any actual humor that happens. Anyway, needed the levity during this because it's really intense. But again, that poor little you, very Southern backhanded-y, bless your hearty, because he's like, you know, not really poor little you, but you're about to be poor little you as far as like, you gonna take from me? All right, I'm gonna take from you and take what you have amassed away from you. So you're gonna be poor, but also poor little you, like sarcastically there, not at all. Like, I don't actually really feel bad for it. And it's kind of demeaning. And I'm kind of here for it. Take back, see what's happening here, then we will keep it going. This video is long, dude. I'm sorry though, there's so much. You put so much in here.
Oh, hard done by poor little you. Wanna take from me? Then I'll take from you too.
Okay, no, hold on a sec here. There's so much. There's so much. I want to take it back and pause it on frame that choir real quick. Hold on a sec. Because I'm not usually, you know, I don't usually think to pause videos and look closely like this if there's something that I don't quite get. So let's find a freeze frame with the choir. Maybe. There we go. Okay, I can script better that way. No, dang it. That's not what I meant to do. This is annoying. Not what I meant to do. Not what I did. Come on. Now my internet's shutting down. Fun. All right, I have a therapy group to log on, So I'm gonna have to finish this after. Goodness gracious, it's taken forever, but I wanted to film one last thing real quick before I do that. Paused it on a freeze frame here because I wanted to get a look at the choir that is flashing when that light comes on. And as I was scrubbing through to try to find a freeze frame with it on there and having to like space bar, like tap and tap and tap, just like every split millisecond to try to get the actual frame frozen, I noticed his facial expressions, this Kujo character here, the expressions that he's making, the range of them, the terror, the fear, oh my gosh, it's so detailed and it's so intense. But then this choir back here behind him, when he's kind of like looking like what's up, and he's already, you can tell he's already been hurt, he's already been beat up, he's got his gash on his head there, he's got marks here, the red tape's on here. I'm trying to look at the choir behind him. I'm gonna have to come back to this. It's probably where I'm gonna have to pick back up because I need to log on to this therapy group. Okay, there are 7 people at least that you can see right now in this choir, and 7 is very much like a biblical number. So the fact that they're wearing like these high collars in this choir there's a lot of religious imagery there. And then the way the lighting is done here, I think those are real people, but there's also like the way the lighting is like an AI. So are they real people? Or were they real people, but the video has AI of the real people and it's like just kind of digitized their face, sort of like in Suicide music video where Ren had his face on the screen and it toward the end of it and it was like him, but it was an AI digitization. I don't know. It wasn't exactly like this though. I think when I was like watching the video play, I could tell that they were actually really there, but the way I've frozen it here, some of the shading and the lighting and stuff looks like it could be AI done, but they look concerned. They look afraid for him. They look like they're like, oh no, what are we about to witness? And if they're in white here, I wonder if that's supposed to be in contrast to Ren wearing the all red. I wonder if that, some more religious imagery, which I guarantee you is a layer because there's never a layer he doesn't get. But I gotta log on to group. To be continued. Lucy the Beagle has been lying here silent for half an hour almost. Do you hear her sniffing right now? She's been perfectly silent. Oh, just give her 3, 2, 1. If I waited 10 more minutes, she would have waited 10 more minutes. If I had done this 10 minutes ago, she would have done this 10 minutes ago. Anyway, without fail. Gotta laugh it off though. Meanwhile, my mast cell stuff keeps acting up even more, and it's kind of ironic. My Troubles reaction that I filmed back in July, my nose was bright red throughout that whole video, and it wasn't because of a sunburn, it was because of an allergic reaction, so seems fitting, seems appropriate. Anyway, I had to pause recording because it's taken so daggone long because he's packed so much into this and my brain is struggling to not just dive into every single little thing that I can pick up on. I had a therapy group for an hour that I had to take a break to join, and honestly I'm kind of glad because while I don't like interrupting the flow of things, I needed to breathe. Don't know what it says when therapy group that's not necessarily known for being non-intense is much less intense than what I'm doing here, even though I'm passionate about breaking bars down and meanings, and I love everything that Ren does. I love doing this. I love being able to do this, but also, oh man, it was nice to have a moment to breathe. And then I let Lucy out back, and then I just stood up and looked at the sky for a minute and felt the breeze. And I didn't actually touch the grass, but it was nice to, you know, as the kids would say, I went out and touched grass. Go touch grass, Becca. I did. I just took in my surroundings, took a breath. And now we're getting back to it. I've left the video paused in the exact spot it was when I was just starting to like look at the choir to see if there was anything specific that I could notice about them. So as I'm looking at it right now, before I press play again real quick, like I said, they look like they're looking at their faces. Now, point of clarification, I'm not necessarily great at interpreting facial expression. So I've trained myself pretty well, but sometimes I miss it. But it looks like some of them seem concerned or worried. Some seem, like I said, scared for him. Some seem nervous or like, holy crap, what's going to happen? Or like, I don't even really want to be here. This is intense. Or what are we doing? Or I don't know. But I do think that there could be something to the fact that they're all in white and Ren is wearing red. And then this Kujo character is wearing a black shirt. Hold up. Oh, so there's a lot of like, there could be a lot of like religious good, bad, evil imagery there. Very interesting. Wonder if there's a significance to the chain that Kujo's wearing. See, this is me picking apart every single little thing. All right, let's take it back a little bit. Get back into the zone. I'm glad I had a breather, but we gotta finish this thing. Goodness.
You too. Shut up! You said enough!
Who is this? Who is this? Hold on a sec. Okay. So again, I don't like looking into things in too much detail because I don't want spoilers, but like I'm pretty sure in one of Ren's posts, he said something about not going, not wanting fans to go contact Kujo or Kujo's girlfriend. Maybe that's what he said. Is that who this is? Maybe because maybe people had started like going to her and saying or commenting things or sending messages that were not okay. Or like maybe I don't remember. I feel like I've seen a reference to his girlfriend in some way. Maybe did she do something? Did she like speak out on something? I don't know. I should have done the research beforehand, but I clearly did not. And I don't know if that's what this is going to be here. So we're going to take it back and let it start playing so we can actually see. But I was not expecting to see another person. Like there was a crying type whimpering there that I thought was just like the Kujo person like taking it up. Like that they were just taking the pitch up to make it feel like it was escalating even more the tension of the scene. But then you pan over and you see Ren bringing in yet another chair with a woman tied up on it, and it was actually her that we were hearing there. So let's take it back and let this play a little bit. And the fact that Kujo, when he sees that she's brought out, looks so like, oh my gosh, no, like he gets more frantic and is like moving around, makes me think that it very well could be like his girlfriend, or I don't know if it's girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. I think I've seen the word girlfriend thrown out there. I could be wrong though. Please don't call me on that.
You too.
Oh wait. You take from me, I'll take from you too. He's gonna kill her, isn't he? He's gonna take his girlfriend, isn't he? Like, off the earth. You took part of my heart. There's the art. The art is part of my heart. I'm going to take part of your... Holy moly, Ren. Oh. Okay, I don't want to keep trying to predict. Let's just watch it.
From you too. Shut up! You said the no. I thought you said you like it rough. I thought you said she liked it rough. You're a man. What the I'm confused by this dynamic. Like it's Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide. Whoa, guys, you probably think that this is extreme. I won't lie. Maybe just a little bit mean, I feel.
Okay, all right, we got it. I want to be able to enjoy this flow, but we got to establish what's going on here. Give me a hot minute. I got to look this up about his girlfriend. I know I've read something about it, but I have forgotten what I've read in the little bit of reading I've done. Y'all, I feel like an idiot. My brain is clearly not working at its peak level right now, because in the 35-minute video Ren did, he did share a whole section, like when he was sharing the receipts of everything, screenshots of everything. Kujo's girlfriend was in starting stuff too online, making posts here, doing things like she was stirring stuff up too. So that's why she's brought in here, and that's, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is personal. It's not just like an allegory. So yeah. Goodness gracious. So the lyrics here for the beginning of it, before we let it play through that flow that he just started, was already getting me excited to hear the flow. So let's go over the lyrics we've heard so far, then we'll take it back and let it play through. So he said, shut up, you've said enough. I thought you said you like it rough. So, he's being really rough and not gentle with her as he's dragging her out in the chair. And there's obviously innuendo there that goes into the next line when he throws that question back at Kujo there. And then he's saying, but I'm beating you up pretty easily in your wine, and so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I thought you said you like it rough. I thought you said she liked it rough, but you're pretty weak, man. What the heck's going on? What's up with that? And now I'm getting really excited and still nervous. Like, this is still making me really nervous. But this flow that he was getting into there, oh, my ears were enjoying it. I also want to say that the sound rhyme scheme throughout there. So in those two lines, the first two lines of verse 3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances of that rhyme sound there. And so of course his expressions when he's acting this out, he's not only sticking to that rhythm, but talking like, I don't know, man. His expressions, they're so spot on with, again, like he's telling them this story and teaching them this lesson, and it's really sinister, but he's doing it with a smile on his face and this sarcasm. I'm like, what? Like, okay, all right. We're gonna take it back and let's hear that flow again coming up. Dang, guys, this is taking me forever.
Shut up! You said the no. I thought you said you like it rough. I thought you said she liked it rough. You're a man. What the I'm confused by this dynamic. Like it's Bonnie Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide.
So the last 2 lines of this first 4 bars of this verse before he's getting into this other flow that I'm really excited to hear him get into says, I'm confused by this dynamic. It's like it's Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide. So, all right. I love me a good Bonnie and Clyde reference, because when someone is in the hip-hop world to any degree and they make a Bonnie and Clyde reference, at this point in time, I don't think that you can only assume it has to do with like the old school Bonnie and Clyde gangsters. I think that you have to assume that there is some homage paid to Eminem there with his song 97 Bonnie and Clyde, where Haley, her voice is actually on it a little bit. And also on M's newest album, on Death of Slim Shady, on, I don't know if it's a song Evil, or I don't remember which song it is right now, and I'm not going to go through every single one of it or search it up, but like he brings that back up and he's like, might do a little bank robbery on the side, make like Bonnie and Clyde, and he was doing a play between the word collide, like crash, C-O-L-I-D-E, and then Bonnie and Clyde, and also referencing his song. So Bonnie and Clyde were American bandits and serial in like the Great Depression era. They were really well known specifically for like bank robberies and multiple instances of taking people off this earth. I'm really having to be careful with this so YouTube doesn't just like shut this video down. But when Ren's saying, I'm confused by this dynamic, it's like it's Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide. He's saying the killing that you're committing, like you're not actually taking people out like they did, not happening. No, that's not happening. You and she, you're not that dynamic duo pair that, I mean, eventually Bonnie and Clyde got shot by police and were gone as well. But like he's saying, you're not, that's not you, bro. That's not you, bro. That's not this dynamic. It's like you're that. It's like you're trying to do that, but like the only killing you're doing right now, both of you, because of the way you've been popping off, the way you've been speaking out, the way you've been handling things or not even attempting to handle things, is basically just killing whatever career you had, because this is not going to end well for you. And she's not helping you either, bro. She's not helping you either, allegedly. But like he's just saying, you're the only killing you're doing, you haven't killed me, not killing other people, not happening. But your career, it's getting ready to be ended. It is getting ready to be over. That's the only kind of killing you're doing right now. And the way that he said that there, he's saying it's your own darn fault too. Your career is now dead, and it's because of you, because you did it. You killed your career because you decided to not be open to resolving things, or not be, a level-headed person about it, allegedly. You refuse. So bye to your career. It's dead and you killed it. How's that feel? How's that feel, bro? All right, let's take it back, and we'll let that section that starts with the flow play a little bit. I promise.
Shut up, you said the I thought you said you like it rough. I thought you said she liked it rough. You're a man, what the I'm confused by this dynamic. Like it's Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide. Whoa, guys, you probably think that this is extreme, I won't lie. Maybe just a little bit mean, I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy. Feel me? I hope you wake up sweating from your nightmares, see me. I'm the sick boy that you enslave, free me. When you're with my work, you might as well bleed me. I put my whole soul into my words legally. Now a little fee.
Let it play through. We'll go back.
Little thief one, beef one, steal from me. That's how little thief lose teeth, you meal to me. I'm the subject matter, you are part of the scenery. This is how the sick boy work, you feeling me? I'm sick with the pen. I went easy on the daughter, he's a friend, it's Zen.
Okay, all right. We gotta save that last section, but I had to let that play through. We will replay some of it as I'm dissecting it. But the chills that I have right now. Literal goosebumps. Oh, buddy. Okay, so let's talk about some of those lines.
Killing you're committing is career suicide. Whoa, guys, you probably think that this is extreme, I won't lie. Maybe just a little bit mean, I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy.
All right, let's go over that. Let's go over that for a sec. All right, so the flow. I'm loving the flow. Okay. Not only with that flow, so smooth. Of course, let's talk about rhymes first. Let's go with the rhymes first. Multisyllabics throughout the whole freaking 4 bars there. Just the beginning of those lines, you got, whoa, guys, I won't lie, okay, that's catchy enough. That's pleasing to the ear. I also like the way that he has the inflection on that and then delivers the line. So the, whoa, guys, you probably think that this is extreme. I won't lie. And the way he's standing there, like sarcastic with his hand on there, like mocking them, it just cracks me up because he's like, you know, I'm delivering this lesson to you and I'm actually saying some stuff that's cutting really deep, but I'm every so often gonna turn into this like almost like bouncy, syncopated, smooth cadence to contrast with all this other stuff that's going on with all the intensity. And oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love the different flows he's had on this. I love, and oh my goodness, the lyrics that we heard in that whole section. So yeah, I love that flow there. And I also love the little bait and switch that he sort of did. And this is something Eminem does this a lot too. And I noticed in one of the songs that I wrote, it was in that diss track that I wrote, I did something similar to this, and I'm in no way putting myself on their level, but it's something that I noticed because it's on my radar. And he's like, you know, I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing mad. I love to spank the greedy. Woo! Sonning him. He's sonning him. But we're getting back to the rhyme scheme still before we dig into it more. We went over the I like that rhyme scheme is repeated throughout. And I like that he's delivering this message of, well guys, you might think it's a little extreme. I won't lie. I won't lie now. It's maybe just a little bit mean. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit mean. When I repeated that back, oh my gosh, it sounds so demeaning. Then he does the thing that I was getting ready to actually remark on until I repeated that line, and it really made me laugh. Said, I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. So, like, he's feeling bad about it. I had a feeling he was going to come in with the next line with, like, a discounting, like, saying, no psych, basically. And he did not disappoint. He said, nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy. So, he loves to whoop the people who are greedy, who are trying to just get and take from others. He's opening a can on him. He's opening a can. He is going to absolutely woof this guy. And he says, because it's what I like to do. Have you seen any of my other work? Have you seen Sick Boy? Have you seen, I think he even touched about it in a little bit in Ills of Our Time. Have you seen The Hunger? Have you seen High Ren too? Have you seen any of the Money Game trilogy? Have you seen insert song here? Insert song here. Insert song here, because he's all about taking down the establishment, all about speaking out against capitalism. He's all about it, dude. He's all about it. He's all about it, bro. So pick a song. You can probably find a tie in there somewhere. Like, seriously. So he's like, I love doing this. It's old hat to me. So let's go ahead, go. Time. You're up. Let's go, bro. And then I love the lines that are coming next. I can't wait to get into them.
I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy. Fear me. I hope you wake up sweating from your nightmares. See me. I'm the sick boy that you enslave. Free me. When you're with my work, you might as well bleed me. I put my whole soul into my words legally. Now
okay, so let's talk about the words first, then we're gonna go over the video, because there's no way that I can like do it all at once. So lyrics alone. If we're going with the lyrics, we're going with the rhyme schemes. He's also sort of carrying through what was the end rhyme scheme in the first 4 lines, ending with the words like really or greedy. And so he's starting greedy. The next 2 lines are that same rhyme, but they're starting the next line in the next set of like bars here. So I love to spank the greedy, free me. So like he's carrying that through. I love that. I love that bridge there. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy, fear me. And the way he pronounces fear me, it's like it's the same rhyme scheme almost. Hope you wake up squealing from your nightmares. See me, free me. So he's keeping that rhyme scheme there, and I just love the smooth transition from 4 bars to 4 bars there. As far as the lyrics themselves go, he's like, you need to. I love to spank the greedy. I like to do this. This is I can do this well, and I can be brutal. So you need to fear me. I hope that you wake up because your nightmares of me, your fear of me is so intense. I hope you wake up sweating. I hope your nightmares of me fear me. Hope I scare you enough. Hope your nightmares are intense enough to literally wake you up in a cold sweat because your body can't regulate itself even in your sleep. The way he's walking around when he delivers this, he's like, see me, right up in his face on that part. He's getting up in his face, like forcing him to look at him. So he's like, see me, I'm the sick boy that you enslaved. I think what he's talking about there. Obviously the song is called Sick Boy. The album is titled Sick Boy. Ren, that is something that he sort of like embodies and like I said, sort of the name of a movement, honestly. Much more than just an album. And Ren himself, he's saying, I'm the one that you enslaved. I'm the one that you have put in shackles of trying to share this story. I'm the one that you're not letting reach the world with this work of art that has resonated with so many millions of people. See me, look at the person. You have been content to just snarkily reply on social media. You've been content to ignore me as a human being. See me, I'm the sick boy that you've enslaved. I'm the sick boy that you have copyright stricken. I am see me. You can't avoid me anymore. You can't look away. I'm right freaking here. I'm right here. See me, fear me, see me, free me, because when you mess with my work, you might as well bleed me. So he's like, okay, free me now. Go ahead, give it up, call off the dogs, call off the lawyers. Come on, is this another like reaching out, one last attempt to just say, hey, can we do it? Maybe not so much. Almost kind of sounds like a threat, sort of like, well, you better free me, because if you are messing with my work, you might as well be causing me pain to the point where I'm bleeding, whether that's bleeding him dry with money, whether that's bleeding, again, his heart onto a page, taking this work of art that was his heart and soul and just making it not in the world anymore and not able to reach the people that it was reaching on a daily basis still today. Well, not since it had to be taken down, but you get what I'm saying. Because he's saying, if you're messing with that, you might as well just bleed me. You might as well just cut me off. If you're messing with that, then it's not me, because I put my whole soul into my words. I put my whole soul into my words. I bleed it onto a page. If you're messing with that, you might as well just be like getting rid of me, because it's not me if you're messing with it, because I put my soul into it. And I also think he's saying, if you're going to attack my work in any particular way, I'm taking that personally. I'm taking that as an attack on me as a person, as a human being. And then the next set of bars is going to start with that same rhyme scheme, a little bit like that recurrent EE rhyme, the way he stretches the word legally. But before we get to those lyrics, we're going to try to dissect some of the video here, because holy moly, there was a lot flashing on screen. So when he started this section, you saw the choir again flash there. Once he gets back down, like in his face, in Kujo's face here, let's see.
Maybe just a little bit mean, I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy. Feel me? I hope you wake up sweating from your nightmares. See me? I'm the sick.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what that first one was. All right, so I'm literally having to just like spacebar very quickly to make sure I get the right freeze frames, because the scrubbing through on YouTube is not cooperating. But looking at the first thing that kind of flashes when things start flashing a little differently there. So we've had Ren in the red jumpsuit the whole time, Kujo in the chair tied up. The first thing that flashes is actually Ren in the chair tied up. The red jumpsuit is pulled down, like it's still like from here down, but like you can tell the top of it has been pulled down to like around his waist behind there. He's sitting there in the chair with the red tape over his mouth, sitting there just like Kujo was, and Kujo is taking the posture where Ren was like squatting down, like talking to him. Kujo is now taking that posture as if he is saying this to Ren, like reverse roles there for a second. And I'm looking, I think their girlfriend's the same. I should have looked, but I'll check for the next thing we freeze it for. But that's, so it looks like Ren is looking desperately for a way out, and Kujo is like, it's just like a role reversal here. Role reversal flash. So let's see what's coming up next. Okay, so the next one, it's Ren back down there, and it's Kujo, except Kujo in the chair has, wait, hold on a sec. Have these chairs been changing colors? Hold on. No, they've not. Okay. I don't trust my brain right now. I do not trust my eyes. So this next thing that is frozen, Ren is back in the jumpsuit, down in Kujo's face, but Kujo here, same clothes, same whatever, but like he's got the pig head mask on. He's got the pig's head on. So greed, obviously, that's the most obvious illusion here. We know that the pig's head, the mask, it can represent a lot of different things, but more often than not in some way ties back to capitalism or greed or that type of thing. So makes sense in this context here, because Kujo's being greedy and Ren is in the face of this pig now. Girlfriend's still the same there, although looking down. Girlfriend looks like, I don't know if it's just the lighting, so I'm not sure if the clothes are changing color or not. So much detail, but okay, so Ren's back there yelling in the face of this capitalistic greedy pig. Oh, and he's that look on his face. He is intense, man. Like, see me. Okay, so this next, oh my gosh, that close-upness. We're just like holding his face there. You can see that intensity in the way they have the light here, the shadows the way the shadows are cast, and you can see the veins in Ren's arm popping because he is just like so full of tension there. And the camera angle and the way the shadows, there's more darkness than light on the screen, and that's very apt, honestly, for the whole vibe here. But like, it's almost like comic book-esque, and then the girlfriend's there in the background like watching but still unable to do anything, and it's like she's been beat up a little bit on her head maybe. Looks like she's got some things on her too, but let's see what's happening here. So he's literally just not letting him not see him. He's grabbing his head, forcing it right there, face to face. See me and free me. So he's like telling you can't look away anymore. You can't keep looking away right here in front of you, right here. I'm gonna force you to see me. And then back to Ren talking to Kujo with the pig's head on. And back to the up close, and his hands are around his neck. So I guess we're getting to some of that, like the choking imagery. This is not the hope. This is the choke. All right. And you know what? The more I'm looking at it, hold on. The shadows fooled me there. So he's not choking yet. He's curler right now. He's just like holding Kujo's face, like holding, was like again forcing him to look at him. I don't think his hands aren't even like down around his throat. I don't think he's squeezing. I think I can see his thumb on this. Yeah, he's like, it's like on the side of his, it's hard to do to myself, but it's like on the side like that. So he's not even like down here. It's, oh, nuance, man, nuance. And the girlfriend looks increasingly distraught in the background. Does she always have black hair? As I'm freeze framing this, I'm realizing just how much detail is here, and that I also need to change my battery again. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous here again because he had his hands on either side of his face, but now the way he's holding him, it almost looks like he's getting ready to like twist his neck. And I'm just noticing some of the details that flash really quickly that I didn't necessarily see and wouldn't if I weren't trying to do this frame by frame to make sure we don't miss any of the things that flash on the screen. So, that's a precarious position to be in for Kujo, isn't it now? I'm gonna try to screenshot this from 228. That is tense. Oh my goodness gracious. The emotion. Oh, okay, so we're flashed back. I didn't quite catch the beginning of the flash. Hold on. Okay, so now we're back to Kujo and the girlfriend both just sitting there. Ren's not on camera right now. The choir, you can tell, is in the background. Like, you can see the white, but it's still faded there. Yeah, let's see what's happening. Oh, and okay, the choir's getting a little bit more vivid. And they're all walking up. They're, like, creeping up. And, like, their poses are meant to be, like, intimidating and scary, like classic. Ooh. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Okay, so there are 8 of them now. I was gonna say, it could be the 7 deadly sins. They could each be representing something, but I'm seeing 8 white figures now. So unless one of them is Ren, and I'm just not seeing it yet. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there are 8. So I'm not sure. It wouldn't just be the 7 deadly sins, but it's very interesting. But now they're like coming up to each of them. What are they doing here? They're just coming up more slowly and slowly, and getting more vivid. Oh, that is flashing fast, bro. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. I can't get this, bro. I can't get this. This is taking forever, dude. Okay, so this choir back there, whatever they're signifying, we talked about it maybe being like religious imagery with the number 7 and all that, although there are now 8 people there, so I may have miscounted earlier. However, they're coming up like there are flashes on the screen. They're coming up jarringly one little bit at a time. They're closer, sort of like Weeping Angels in Doctor Who. It kind of reminds me of. But you can see they're like coming over in like intimidating, fear-inciting type poses. And sort of like coming above like that, or like in like that, or you can almost even like crouching down and like trying to just like, on the far right of the screen, she's got her hand on her like that. It's just the sinister way that her hand is just on there. Like, it's like they're demons almost like speaking to them. Like, or spirits of some kind trying to entice them or scare them or pretend that they care. Like, one of them's like looking at her, but maybe just come with me. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? All right, now it looks like the yearning and the trying to get close and like convince them is more. There's only like a couple that seem overtly scary. They look like they're like just trying to get at him earnestly. Just, I don't know what's going on here, man. Are they supposed to be like the angels coming to take him away, or the demons coming to take him away? My light just died. Oh well, more important things. This is hard. Hit this spacebar fast enough. Oh, okay, so now they're on top of both of them and their hands are like all over them. Oh my goodness, what are they signifying? It's reminding me a little bit of the part in the Sick Boy video when the stuff's being shoved at him in the face and the pose it down in public quick pose for the Pick Boy part. He's like signing autographs and stuff, and there's like stuff being shoved in his face, but like also, I'm not sure exactly what to make of it yet. Speedy on the spacebar. Space speed, speedy space. What? Okay, we're gonna, this last little freeze frame here we're gonna talk about, but then it's starting the next section of lines, so we'll let it play. But on this right here, the ones in white, they were all around each of them. There were like 4 on each side. They had their hands all over them. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a healing type thing. I'm not sure. But then all of a sudden, oh wait, what was the imagery that I was mentioning about 3 a.m.? What was that? What was the callback to that I thought might have been in there? What was the lyric that I said that ended up saying directly, here's the lyric that I said. I was trying to ask you, but I'm gonna have to say the lyric anyway. But it's 3 a.m. in the morning, put my key in the door, and bodies laying all over the floor, and I don't remember how they got there, but I guess I must have killed them. Killed them. Mr. Ren in the red jumpsuit is back. All of the individuals in white are not alive, are strewn across the room, and assorted landing positions are covered with red. And I guess what we can infer is that was this Ren's anger doing. That sentence made 0 sense. We can assume that it was this angry side, I guess, doing this metaphorical killing. But what exactly are they symbolizing? All right, we're going to take it, listen to these lines, then we'll go back and do the freeze frames if we need to again. Because there's, like I said, there's a lot flashing here. And it's, oh my goodness gracious.
With my work, you might as well believe me. I put my whole soul into my words legally. Now a little thief want beef, want steal from me. That's how little thief lose teeth, you meal to me. I'm the subject matter, you are part of the scenery. This is how the sick boy works, you feeling me? I'm sick with the pen, I went easy on.
Okay, so let's go over those lines real quick. So again, we're picking up with the EE rhyme scheme with legally. And we're gonna talk lyrics, then we'll talk videos. It says, legally, now a little thief want beef, want steal from me. Now little thief being Kujo because he stole that sample of that Bulgarian children's choir, allegedly. He stole that sample and did not properly have that license. That's kind of what caused it to start. And it was not disclosed. And so Ren purchased the license and he thought everything was above board. And lo and behold, that chanting choir was not licensed. So you little thief, you stole that. You want beef? You want to start with me? You really want this? You want to steal from me? You want to steal my heart in that piece of art? You want to steal my channel? You want to steal my video? You want to steal my song? You want to steal my revenue? You want to steal the impact that it's having on so many people's lives? You want beef? You want to steal from me? Now, you little thief, you little thief, you want to come at me legally? You little thieves, and you're the one that actually stole in the first place, allegedly. And then the next part just kind of made me, it's gruesome, but it also makes me laugh a little bit, because he's just pulling no punches, literally or metaphorically. He's saying, that's how little thief lose teeth. You meal to me. So I also like that he is saying things like want steal from me and you meal to me, because omitting the words in there like the you want to steal from me, or even just want to steal from me, or you are a meal to me. No, by taking and just saying want steal from me, you meal to me. So not only are those rhymes that parallel, of course, multisyllabic parallel rhymes, but the way he omits those short little connecting words gives it more of this vibe of like, you know, a lot of times that's associated with like, for better or for worse, Neanderthal, caveman type, like, okay, just think about like cartoons. You see like cartoon cavemen, like me want whatever, like it's not correct sentence structure. It's almost like he's trying to exemplify the primal nature of his rage and his anger, saying, want steal from me? You meal to me. He's not even giving you the luxury of refined language because his anger is so primal and he is going to eat you. He's going to eat you alive if you want to be with him. Wait. That is you. You are the beef. Okay. He said that's how you lose teeth. So like, you want to start beef with me? You really think you want to do that? If you're going to steal from me, that's how you're going to lose teeth. So you're going to steal from me? All right, I'm coming at you. Taking you down, going to absolutely knock you out and devour you. You meal to me. You meal to me. I might have to steal that and somehow use it for recovery. You meal to me. You meal to me. It's taking way too dang long. But then I love the power of I'm the subject matter. You are part of the scenery. This is how the sick boy worked. Feeling me? So I love these things like I'm the subject matter. So sick boy, he is the sick boy. The song title, the album, he is the subject matter. The song and the video would not exist if not for Ren, because that is Ren. Ren is sick boy. And since that has exploded so much, and rightfully so, since his overall wave has continued to swell and just keep rising. He's like, hey, I'm the subject matter here, not you, not you. You're part of the scenery. You're part of this website that you can basically lease your beats through. It's not even like a one-to-one type thing here. You're part of this big conglomeration, this big corporation that there are problems with BeatStars too, by the way, just in general, in a lot of different ways, allegedly. But yeah, okay. So you're part of the scenery back there. You're part of the background. You're barely even there. You're not even really noteworthy. You just kind of exist. You're part of the scenery. I'm the subject matter here. I'm the one that's exploded. Your beat would not have gotten anywhere if it weren't for my art and my song and the video that I created and put out there. So like, it's not you, bro. Stop trying to take credit. This is how the sick boy work. You're part of the scenery, but this is how I work. You feeling me? This is how I work. Are you feeling me? Because this is how when my angry comes out, oh boy, you don't want to, well, steal from me, you kneel to me. Now let's do the freeze frame. This is taking forever, bro. So fast. So fast. You know what? I'm going to slow down the speed. That'll help me get the... That'll help. There we go. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I should have done this half an hour ago. Oh my gosh, this adds another layer of intensity. I so should have done this before. Sorry you're not hearing the audio. I'll try to talk about it as it comes. We'll see. From what I can tell right here, the flashes that are going really quickly here, it's two different scenes of the bodies there on the ground, and I'm not 100% sure what the difference is. I think one of them is mostly the women or the girls, and then another one, they're like all strewn out. Some of them are almost like leaning up on, so okay, so maybe it's just like a progression, because in one of them, some of them are still kind of leaning up or hunched over, like leaning back against a chair, but in the other one, everyone is flat on the ground except for the arm, at least, of one person, and someone's sort of leaning up against the wall. Basically, it's been a massacre. It's been a massacre, and Ren is still the face of Kujo. Kujo and his girlfriend still sitting there in these chairs. All these bodies around now. Must have killed them. Let's keep going. So when they switch positions, Kujo's head, when they're like more propped up there, his head's more in darkness. When they're all laid out flat, his head's more like in light. Every single time it flashes. And he's also trying to like reach away from Ren, but Ren has still got his head back there and he's not letting it happen. I would not want to be on the receiving end of this anger, dude. He looks crazed, looks and sounds crazed in this. Oh my gosh, it's terrifying. Oh, the way that he's up in his... I'm trying to take a screenshot of that too, see if I can find a way to incorporate it, because the way that I'm catching some of this stuff, because I'm slowing it down to make sure I don't miss like any of the flashes. It's, oh, we're gonna get it back to regular speed in just a sec. I just want to hear this part. I want to finish this, sick boy work, you feeling me part. I'm thinking maybe about that on the subject matter, you're part of the scenery. Maybe he's also saying like part of the scenery. If you want to think about drive by and violate the range. Oh, what song was that in? I'll put it in here. My mind's blanking. I feel like an idiot. Anyway. Oh no, it was... It was in Dumb Game Come. It was in the data. Dude, bro. It was in that. I'm loving it. I'm loving the Easter eggs. But he's saying, you're part of the scenery. It could be that he's using that imagery of like leaving the scenery a little splattered with red because he has ended you. And now you're just literally part of the scenery. And he's the subject matter because he is the killer. He is the one that has done the destroying. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's put the speed back up and go back to normal for a while. I just wanted to make sure that those flashes there, we weren't missing anything like super integral. Goodness gracious.
Your nightmares see me. I'm the sick boy that you enslave, free me. When you fuck with my work, you might as well bleed me. I put my whole soul into my words legally. Now a little thief want beef, want steal from me. That's how little thief lose teeth, you meal to me. I'm the subject matter, you are part of the scenery. This is how the sick boy work, you feeling me? I'm sick with the pen. I went easy on the daughter. He's a friend, it's Zen. But if I ever hear your mouth speak the name of Ren out in...
Okay, sorry. I just love the beat change. I love the beat change there. I love that there's a little bit. We've talked about rest. We've talked about pauses being super powerful. There's a little bit of pause after that. This is how the sick boy work. You feeling me? And then you can hear the beat comes like this. It's like this really melodic, just like melodic melody. That was redundant. It's just really melodic, like intervals there, and I'm loving it. It's got a little bit of like Slim Shady type vibes in it as well. So I mean, I think that that general vibe of that type of Slim Shady feel is really still also like coming through here to me. But I love the words here. I love what he's getting into, and we're gonna listen to it more before we dissect it all. But I love that he starts out saying, "I'm sick with the pen, and I went easy on the daughter," because he's a friend now. He's a friend now. It's Zen. It's all good. It's all good. But if I ever hear your name speak the mouth of Ren,
yeah, my brain is completely not online, and I got that absolutely backwards.
Out in public, then it's public. You don't want that again. He's saying, if Dada says my name now, it's all Zen. We're all good. It's probably in a, not in a negative way. And same, when I say his name, it's not a negative way. We're good. We good. We good. We could. But you don't want to say the name Ren. Because if it's in public, then it's public. And if it's in public, you can't hide and pretend like it didn't happen. He's got receipts, bro. He's got receipts. You can't hide behind lawyers if it's out in public. You can't do that. You can't do that. If he airs out the dirty laundry, you can't do that. Can't do that. No. My brain is fried and dying on me, friends. We still got a little bit to go. But the video here, the quick flashes, at least for a split second, are done. So let's listen to the lines now. I just wanted to say I love that he's starting that. I love it. And I also love the beat, the switch up to the really melodic intervals just going back and forth. It's not octaves. And I really love the instrumental in the back here. It's giving very much like real Slim Shady type vibes almost. That's what I was thinking of, but okay. All right, let's hear it. Ah, Ren, killing me, bro.
I'm sick with the pen. I went easy on the daughter. He's a friend, it's Zen. But if I ever hear your mouth speak the name of Ren out in public, then it's public. You don't want that again. And no warning for your trip a girlfriend too. Mrs. Nice behind the scenes. Poor Kujo, boo-hoo. If I ever read another comment from you, then this is only part one. It's even worse than part two.
Let that breathe for a sec. What? What? Let me compose myself, then we'll dissect the rest of that. Oh, goodness. Let's read the text at the end here, then we'll break down the last section. The views expressed in this video are for creative purposes. Any issues I have will be dealt with on a personal basis. I do not condone abuse or bullying. So he's being very clear about that right there, and that was a smart thing for him to put on there. And he has said that also very publicly. Now let's talk about those lyrics. He had just previously asked him, this is how the sick boy worked. This is how I work. You feeling me? You feeling me? You getting Madrid? You feeling me here? You feeling me? This is how the sick boy work. You want to take credit for sick boy? All right. You can have the sick boy, because here's how I work. You feeling me? I'm sick with the pen, and I went easy on the daughter. He's a friend. Ha! It's Zen. But if I ever hear your mouth speak the name of Ren, you hear that in rhyme scheme throughout there? One of the many going throughout there right now, but like sick with the pen, and I went easy on the daughter. He's a friend, it's Zen, but if I ever hear your mouth speak the name of Ren out in public, then it's public. You don't want that again. Like, oh my, okay, so I'm loving it. And there are other rhymes throughout there that he's just carrying throughout each of those bars. But like, oh my goodness gracious, he's saying, I'm sick with the pen. And it's reminding me of like, in Dumb King Come, in that last section of it, Ren at one point said something about Dada's sick. Go check him out, or something. Like, he said that at the very end of it, like giving him props for being a sick rapper. And I think there was, I'm blanking on the lines right now, and for time's sake, I'm not going to go look it up or spend the time to think through it all, but there was a line about being sick with the pen on that as well. And of course, that's just a phrase that comes up in hip-hop culture a lot. But what he's saying, sick boy, what the sick boy's saying here is that he's also sick with the pen. How could he not be? Because he's a sick boy. So if he's got a pen and he's writing and he's penning things, they're going to be sick, right? Right? And then there's that warning. He says, so we're all good, cool with him, but if I ever hear you say my name out there and it's in public, you don't want that again. And by the way, here's also a warning for your girlfriend too, because she's been popping off. Mrs. Nice behind the scenes. Poor Kujo, boo-hoo. So I'm pretty sure she was saying he was nice behind the scenes, or maybe Ren wasn't being nice behind the scenes and Kujo was being nice behind the scenes, but then Ren showed those receipts. I swear I watched his video, but my brain is blanking on that specific detail at this point because I've been recording this for too darn long. But you know want that again. Warning for your girlfriend too, because she keeps popping up and saying stuff and trying to like throw these pity parties. Oh, poor Kujo, boo-hoo. I love the sarcastic way he delivers that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. Or he could also be saying that she's Mrs. Nice behind the scenes, but she's not actually willing to. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is starting to completely crash on me. But moving on a little bit, I apologize for that. He's saying, here's the warning for her, too, because she's been saying a lot of stuff. If I ever read another comment from either of you, then this right here, this beat down is only part 1. It's even worse in part 2. That sounds like an invitation to battle to me. How about you? How about you? If I read another freaking comment from you, this is only part 1. It's even worse in part 2. So does he already have part 2 written? Because if he does, and he's already saying that like this, oh, I don't even want to know what was in it. I mean, I do, but like I don't. This was unsettling, bro. And bringing the girlfriend like that, too. He didn't mince words. You know what, Ren? The writing was genius, of course, the delivery. I spoke about it all throughout, so I'm not going to just repeat every single thing, but of course, he always nails it. The emotion that he conveys in every single little part, the back and forth at the beginning, all of the Easter eggs to so many things throughout, the rapid flashing that we would not have even been able to catch if I didn't slow it down to 0.25 speed and still very speedily tap the spacebar to make sure I didn't miss a freeze frame. Like, the detail he put into this, the levels of other meanings, the multi-entendres, the callbacks to other artists and to other eras, and I'm in the big middle finger to capitalism and the system of greed, bro. Like, oh my goodness, that was a workout. This is going to be one of the longest videos I think I've ever done, and it's just because there was so much in there, and apparently it's taken me forever to do things, but like, oh my goodness, Ren, I'm so glad. I hope that was so cathartic for you, and you know that we are all on your side. You know that you have got an army, and that so many people are in this for you, no matter what kind of crap like this happens, and we can't wait to, one, stream the heck out of this, but also stream the heck out of the new Sick Boy version that comes out that I'm sure is going to be even better. It's coming out next month, I think you said. So like, we're just gonna embrace that. Yeah, man. One last thing I wanted to say is, hey, Kujo, you okay? You okay? Are you with us? Is Kujo still in the room? Is Kujo Beats in the room with us? Because the beatdown happened and it was hard. Oh, buddy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Except for one more mention of the fact that sounded like an invitation. So Kujo, you better be careful. If you say anything else, I'm a little scared what might be coming in part 2. Thank you for joining me, friends. What a ride. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for supporting Ren. Please go do that. Love on his channel, love on the video, always. And I'm glad you're in this world. Please be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you in the next one.